Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. How are you? What do I always say? It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Yes. Another great week has passed. And man, feels like feels like a month. you know, you be dealing with all these different situations and things going on, and it just literally feels like more time than a week has passed, but like I said last week, God is still on the throne. All right. All right, all right. So I hope I am finding everyone well and in good spirits. And I'm just elated to be here. I'm glad to experience a new day. I am glad to experience we two new mentees. Hello to the two new mentees. I'm bad with names. Jaslyn and Tawana. Just wanted to give you guys a hello. Put it out there because this will probably be played on different platforms. But I am excited. That just to see everything that I have worked for come to pass, that just makes me happy. I was sitting and thinking about that, and I'm like, wow, God is amazing. To have a thought in your mind, to put it on paper, and for that writing on paper to just turn into a business, turn into not just a business, a legacy, an empire, to see all of this from something that was thought of. Man, it ain't nothing like that, y'all. That's kind of like having a baby in a sense. You know the baby's there. You feel it along the way. You feel it in your stomach. And then at the end, you have this baby. That's kind of how it feels. Now, this feels more like grandkids. You know how grandparents always say that it's nothing like having grandchildren. I didn't understand that until I actually had a grandchild. But it's a different feeling than just birthing something. This is kind of like, you birthing something and then that birthing something kind of feeling. I know everybody ain't a grandparent, but once you become one, you will understand what I am saying. So yes. Hey Jean, hey Tanya, how y'all doing? Glad that you guys were able to join me. Yes, today is another wonderful community conversations. I am so happy to be before you guys. I'm so happy for all the people that are on this platform and in this private group. And I just appreciate you guys for showing up, for commenting, for appeasing me, for learning, and for moving your own visions forward. Because I know that some of you guys have had the thought. I know you wrote it down, and I know it's coming up off of that paper and it's coming into fruition. And so I'm just excited just looking back and talking to a couple of mentees that have been through the process, and now they are in the what they call it, in the mess of things. And they're like, wow, Mari, what you be saying is so true. I try to give it to y'all exactly how it is. I'm not making it pretty. Now, I might say it with a smile on my face, but I'm not trying to make it like more than what it is. This is the real, I try to give y'all the real. I try to give you guys, all the tools that you need to have that successful business. And so I'm just excited about seeing all of that come to pass in my life and in the lives of others. And it's just a beautiful thing. Yes, pink hearts. Thank you for the pink hearts, mahogany. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm just in a really good mood today. And I ain't even drank nothing or something. Nah. But I am. I'm in a really good mood. I think I was in a really good mood last week too. And it's not about mood and not about feeling all the time. But it is good for that to match up. You know what I'm saying? Like I always try to be positive, but I don't always feel positive. These past couple of weeks I felt positive, and I just wasn't going through the motions. I really felt it. And so I really feel good. I've been juicing, y'all. Maybe that's it. I've been really trying to be clean eating, and I just feel good in my body. These little workouts I'm doing, I say they're little because they're killing me. But I feel good, and I hope that portrays through, the video, and I hope it overflows. I'm always saying be a blessing to someone else. I hope my energy and this positivity that I feel in my body goes through this screen and just encapsulates you guys in it. If you're not feeling so great, I hope you feel great after, participating in this community conversation. I really do. Hey, Tanise. Hey, lady. Oh, Tanise, my girlfriend. We about to hang out. What is that? Next week? No, the week after. I was about to say, is that next? No, that's next week. Wait a minute. Today's the 14th. Yes, I will be in Florida next weekend. Yes, and I will have the pleasure of visiting Tanise's home, her group home in Florida, and I'm very, very excited about that. Just to connect with her in person. We've always communicated, through Zoom and on the phone and things like that. But I love meeting people in person. It just does something to me. And so I'm so excited about meeting. Yes, next week. Yes, I am very, very excited about that. So, who's next? Who's next after Florida? We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. Y'all know I'm still waiting for my senior to graduate. Right now, I just took her to the seamstress to get her prom gown altered, because she's like me. She's thickum and she got all of that, and so we had to make some adjustments. And so I think her prom I'll be in Florida when her prom takes place. So I'm just trying to get everything taken care of, get her through prom. Her graduation is next month. Get her through graduation, get her set for the summer, and then I am out. I have been really good. I've only been going places maybe once every other month. Y'all know I like to go. And so I'm just she asked me, Mom, can you calm it down my senior year? And she is the last one. And so, yes, I'm very excited about that. Not just being able to travel, I'm excited about her starting her adult journey, going to, college. She wants to be a doctor, an anesthesiologist. And so I'm all for it. I'm there for it. And so, so I'm kind of ready to get on the road, break out the van and do some driving and do some travel. I am ready. But I'm taking my time, and I am present for everything that she has to go through, because that's my baby. So so tonight, let's see, what are we getting into tonight? What are we getting into? Yes, Tanya, yes. So yes, I asked her, are you prepared for all those years of college? She said, yes, Mom, I'm prepared. So I'm like, okay, look, let's make it happen. Let's get it on and popping. So yes, Let's see. What? I think I did. I did some notes and I saved them somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow. Where did I put them? Let's see. So don't forget, you guys, we have one slot left for our VIP day. Our VIP day, which will take place on May 1st. We might have a decent time because my birthday is that weekend. My birthday is May 3rd. So I might do a couple of little extra things just because. But it is going to be a good time, a full day. Me and my team strategizing, getting you guys together so you can have the best successful home ever. Plus, you guys will get to meet some of my actual mentees that are going through my process right now because they are able to participate pretty much in whatever I have going on. And so I know some of them have expressed, some have gotten their plane tickets, and some are ready to go. So I am pretty excited about that. Ready to make that happen. And my team, I was just talking to Latoya. Y'all know y'all watch Latoya. She does the follow-up Fridays. She does follow-up Fridays. And so Latoya is just like, yes. I know, but I told her, I said, this is a VIP day. Last time we did come to work with me, I said, so this is a VIP day. So we really gotta take it up a notch. And she was like, oh, she's ready. So we are all ready. We don't have to get ready because we stay ready, okay? We don't have to get ready. So I think I closed my notes out, but I found them. And so tonight, I actually, y'all know, sometimes I do current events and bring up things that are like in the news and things like that. And so tonight there was a big story. It's a town in Arizona called, it is called Mesa, or some people call it Mesa, or I call it Mesa. But, and in Mesa, there was a group home. It was actually going to be a sober living home. Well, they call it a recovery home. So it was going to be a recovery home. And in Mesa, 300 neighbors came out and basically was like, we don't want this in our neighborhood. Now, I done had a couple of neighbors come out, when I first started. But 300 people from the community came out to attend this and basically tell this group home that they did not want them in their neighborhood. And so I mean, y'all know how I am. I was like, maybe I should talk on this subject and how to handle this, because I did when I initially got my group home. I don't talk about it too much because nothing really came out of it, and the neighbors eventually settled down. Well, actually, before I even started, they settled down. I'm gonna tell y'all about my secret weapon that I had. So let's see. Oh, cool. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. I already got volunteers for my daughter to shadow. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Tanya. I appreciate it. Yes, yes. I always say who is supposed to be there will be there. So I'm one of those people who is supposed to be there is going to be there. And so I'm all for the VIP day. I'm all for bringing it. And whoever's there, they gonna get it. They gonna get my best. Not just my best. Like I keep telling people, Esther's gonna be in the house. She's coming in from Rhode Island just for this day. We got an Airbnb already for people, and my full team will be on board. And so it's going to be an amazing day. So if you have not, we got one slot left. If you have not booked for that VIP day on May 1st and you thinking about it, you better get it. Hey, Alanis. So yeah, so I tried to do a play on words, but today we're going to talk about overcoming the NIMBY. Overcoming the NIMBY. Do y'all know what the NIMBY is? Do y'all know what that NIMBY is? Anybody know? Overcoming NIMBY. So y'all know the saying that people will say sometimes if they don't want something in their neighborhood? They'll say, not in my backyard. Not in my backyard. NIMBY. So overcoming the NIMBY. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, because there was such a big news story on that Mesa home. And like I said, 300 people from that community came out to basically say they didn't want the home in their area. Go do it somewhere else. And so a lot of times people do that. They have resistance in the community because they don't fully understand, and then they hear things. Now y'all know a lot of things have happened in Arizona where it was just madness, people doing all kinds of things, not doing what's right. But it doesn't say that every group home is like that. There are some of us out here that did everything that we were supposed to do, that took care of our clients, that weren't kidnapping people, because literally they were kidnapping people out here off the reservation, driving by in vans, putting them in there, giving them drugs, giving them alcohol, doing all the things. So yeah, group homes got a bad rap right now in Arizona. But group homes are necessary. And so I just kind of wanted to give people, like, talk about it, bring the subject up, just in case if you face any type of resistance when you're opening your group home, and just how to combat that community resistance. And so that's basically what we're going to talk about tonight, because group homes are here and they need to thrive, and they need to be supported by the communities that they're in. And so I don't want you guys to fall within the cracks or between the cracks or whatever you want to call it, because your community doesn't understand the mission. And so, like I said, you know, common reasons that people do this is because they're scared. You know, they've been hearing all this stuff in the news about what went on in Arizona, and this could be in your area. People hear things about group homes, and so they get scared. Fear of the unknown. Well, oh God, is the price of my home going to go down? Is people going to be, you know, one time when we bought that city block and we were opening up a group home and a community shopping area and all of this on that block we bought up in Globe, Arizona. And people were coming out. Is people going to be breaking in our house and robbing and stealing from us and raping our wives? And we were like, are you serious? And so we actually had a community event where we had some of our stakeholders, like Humana came out, Care First came out, different Mercy Care, different organizations came out to show support and to give information out. We had our team there, and we just were basically loving on the community. We opened it up, we had food, and we just opened up that block and let people know we're here to help the community. Because police in that area were saying that they didn't have the resources. Globe is a really small city. I don't know if, you know, all of you have heard of it, but the police were basically putting mentally ill people in jail, and they were so ready for us to open there because they were like, wow, now we have somebody to partner with in the community that understands, you know, people that are going through withdrawals that might be delusional or whatever. And so it was a great thing, but we opened it up and we had the discussion to kind of counteract that fear. Property value concerns, like I said, we told them this is going to bring the property value up. Right now, this is a condemned, you know, block. Like nobody's using this block. The building was boarded up, everything. We're about to bring life into this community. So we had to do that. And then address all the safety concerns. You know, it was a gated block. People that we service were going to be overlooked. We had cameras that we were putting in. It was all kind of things. And so then we got the media on board. So the newspaper and people like that came out and they were able to interview us in regards to what we were doing within the community. And so that's kind of how we got the community to buy into us being there and combat that resistance. And so you have to figure out creative ways in your community if this becomes an issue for you to just let people know. Because I tell people all the time, if you pull up at one of my group homes, you don't even know it's a group home because I don't let people hang out in front of my house. They have a backyard. Most times our gates are locked, so they can't just come out the backyard. Now, granted, if they're a climber, they can climb, and it has happened. But most times you don't know. We have yard maintenance come 2 times a month, so our yards are always kept up. Everything looks good, and we have cameras outside. So just in case if something happens, we know who's coming and going. So there's things that we set up, you know, in my organization, just so people in the community can know that they are safe. And I already told y'all, the sex offender home, you know, we had to find the perfect home to do that. And so, and you have to register. The sex offenders have to register when they have a home. And so we have not had like any resistance since the first 2 homes. And so I always tell people, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And so you becoming a part of that community, you have to be open to building relationships with people. I'm always talking about relationships, but you have to be open and be proactive. Okay? So build those relationships, have that transparent communication, because that's what we did. Oh, you want to come in and, you know, and see? Well, you know, when the people go out on, because the thing is, you still got to be HIPAA compliant. So I just can't have anybody walking up in the house. But hey, if you want to do a tour or ask information, when the clients go out on their outing, I will be happy to do that for you. You know, and then that's something that I would do. I don't let my employees do that, but I would do that because I'm the person that is the communicator to people from the outside. I'm the person that communicates with the media. So that's how that will be handled. And then educational. Like I said, we brought people in, we brought stakeholders, you know, and we had them talk to people within the community. I'm not saying every time you can do that, but you have to find ways and resources that you have access to in order to do that. That way you have open, you know, Q&A, you have open communication. You can address those concerns right off the bat. Okay? You can't offer people guarantees, but you can say, hey, you know, this is the experience that I have. This is the experience that my team has. And this is what we're going to do, you know, and let them know. Like I said, you can't guarantee because nothing, no other, you cannot completely control every single human being, but you can let them know what your goals are and what your mission is and things like that. And so you have to basically have effective responses, okay? During the community resistance, you have to be effective, but you also have to listen. So don't just be trying to get your agenda. I tell y'all that all the time. Regardless, it's not always about you. Let them vent, let them, say what they need to say, let them ask their questions. You listen, and then you address. So let them get things off of their chest and then you address. We just purchased this house for our group home. When should we tell the neighbors of our group home? Technically, if you've cleared zoning and all of that, you don't have to tell them. I'm just saying if someone comes and addresses it. Now, like I said, I'm going to tell y'all my secret weapon. When I started my first group home, people were being nosy because it was that type of neighborhood. They wanted to know what was going on, what we were doing, and a couple of people came by. But I actually had brought my brother there to work on the house. And my brother, I have never met somebody that did not love him. He is that guy. You know what I'm saying? He favors Idris Elba, a rougher version of him, he just that, and he got that smile, and he's the nicest guy, and he can fix just about anything. He's like MacGyver. He take a piece of gum and a piece of aluminum, he can build a bomb. He's that type of person. I don't want to say bomb on Facebook, but I'm saying my brother was basically greeting people when they came while he was working on the house. He would greet them. He would talk to them. These people end up giving my brother food. He didn't have to buy groceries. Now, granted, I told y'all the first group home we had was like 2 hours away from Phoenix. And so he was up there doing his thing. We would go up there maybe once a week and we would check on him. He had so many friends. So he basically that was my secret weapon. He got the neighborhood to buy into it because all the neighbors loved him. Even after he left, people would come by and ask, well, where's Isaac at? That's my brother's name. So use whatever you have. We didn't mean to use him, but it just worked out that way. And like I said, I've never met someone that did not love my brother Isaac. He's just that guy. And so we didn't meet a lot. At the beginning, they were asking questions, trying to, a couple of police came by. Well, we heard y'all was doing, because we were going out meeting people. But by the time we got the house up and running, Isaac had won the whole neighborhood over. And so it was a done deal. So yeah. But like I said, you don't technically have to. If zoning says you can have a house and everything is fine, you don't have to basically tell anybody. But should you? I mean, I'll leave that up to you guys. It depends on what type of neighborhood you're in. If you're in that neighborhood where all the neighbors know the neighbors, you may want to, get ahead of it and kind of, if they greet you, hey, this is what we're doing. But tell them from your mission what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? So tell them that and tell them why you're doing it. Just so there's no resistance, because a lot of my barriers came down when I told people why I started dealing with people with mental illness. My sister was mentally ill, and so I have a passion for mentally ill people. And so you have to have your story, and you have to, be proactive about bringing that up to people. But yeah, empathize with them. Show genuine understanding that I understand, I understand what you're saying. I really do, but there's so many underserved people in the world right now. And I'm just trying to make a difference and an impact in a small group of people. Whatever I can do to give back and to make their lives better, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to bring no confusion into this neighborhood. I'm not trying to, cause any harm or anything. I'm just trying to make a better life for people that need it. Something like that, which is what we do. People that do group homes, that's what we do. We're just trying to bring a light to the small percentage of people that we can come in contact with. And so just try to, that neighborhood up there, a lot of times we would take the people out to walk. And sometimes we pick up trash in the neighborhood just to make the neighborhood look bad. I mean, not look bad. You know how sometimes, because the thing is, down at the end of the block, it was like a big acres of just nothing behind a fence. And so sometimes when stuff is blowing or wind is blowing, it blows into the neighborhood. And so we would go out on walks and pick up trash with the people in the group home. Not that we had to do it, but just trying to have people have a better light of people in the group homes. Like, wow, they keep our street clean. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just telling you things that we did. Okay? And so just try to involve. If someone comes and reaches out, try to get them involved. Maybe someone does arts and crafts. At one of the third group home we did, there was a lady down in the neighborhood in a small town. Everybody knew her. And she had an arts and crafts. She would do like art therapy. So guess what we did? We hired her to do art therapy once every 2 weeks. You know why? Because she's going to come in there. Those people are going to win her heart. And then she's going to go around in this small town and tell them all the great work that we're doing. And that's what she did. And so that is really what she did. And so then we start meeting more people. The people at the post office. They were, oh, so y'all have that group home down there. The people at the water company. One lady, she called and she said, I support whatever you guys are doing because y'all saved my friend's life. Her friend that was in our group home was severely depressed. And she said that we saved his life. And so she's always, till this day, really, really nice to us. And it's been, 6 years? So I'm saying, make an impact where you can. If you can use somebody, if you're in a small town or maybe not so small town, but if you know somebody in the community that everybody kind of looks up to, you might want to use that to your advantage. Use what you have, you guys. Use resources, okay? I've been busy missing communication conference. Oh, okay. Oh, hey, Miss Lisa, how you doing? How are you doing? So yeah, partner with respected community leaders. Like I said, when we found out about that lady, it was like, okay. And sometimes you got to be strategic. It was a good thing for my people because she was doing art therapy with them. That was something additional for them to add into our program. But then too, we used it strategically because she knew everybody in the city, and it turned out great for us. So I'm saying, use the resource, use advocates, any experts that you know, things like that to ease the tension if there's resistance coming up against you in your neighborhoods. So yeah, I'm like, you just got to use what you have. The long-term community relationships. Yes. You want to do regular check-ins. Definitely. And like I said, that lady would come to us twice a month, once every 2 weeks. And she wasn't that expensive. But I'm saying you may not be able to spend money like that, but use what you have. It might be people that want to volunteer. Let them get certified, do whatever they have to do, you know, and then have them come and volunteer, because they may need community service. Who knows? Use what you have. Host open houses. We had a big old grand opening in one of our larger, where we opened the school, where we revamped the school. We had a huge grand opening. We invited all the case managers that we had communication with. We invited CEOs, and we even had one show up, you know. So you just never know. People want to, we told them it's going to be food and drinks. We had an open bar. The center wasn't open yet. So I'm saying, do what you have to do so you can get your name out in your community. You may want to have an open house in your group home before you have anybody in there, to let people know how see how beautiful it is. You may want to have an open bar. I'm sorry. People like to drink. They just do. It's the truth. And so do what you have to do to make that impact and to leave your impact in people's minds. And so we did a lot of things to strategically keep ourselves in people's minds. You may want to have little gift bags, have your marketing material, things like that. Things like magnets, things that stay, mugs, because people are looking at that cup every day. You get what I'm saying? So don't just always think flyers. Think things that are that people may use. The people don't use mouses that much now, but like the mouse pad things, you always want to be staying in front of people's eyes. Okay, so don't just think flyers and pamphlets. Think things that people are going to use. A pen, and put your name on it and contact information, because you just never know. They might be like, I'm trying to think about, and they might look at, I'm going to call this person. You just never know. But that's what we did. We did a lot of that. And creating positive visibility through community service or involvement. Go volunteer. Go volunteer. People in my group home till this day volunteer. We volunteer. So you may have to spend some time volunteering just to get your name out, to get the word out. And what do I always tell y'all? When y'all go somewhere and do you have any questions? Hi, my name is Mari Hayes. I am owner and I am look, how do I want to say it? I am the owner of blah, blah, blah group home. And I just wanted to ask, always start off with what your name is and what you do. That is a form of advertising. So whenever you go somewhere, you better think of a question and you say your name and you say where you're from. And you may want to say, and we do this. We take care of severely mentally ill clients that are not able to live on their own presently, or something like that. Whatever type of group home you're doing, you need to be saying that at every event, because it reinforces. It's always, and then the more you see people out at events and you do this, the more that sticks in their mind. So all that, and it's free. It's free advertising. You ain't got to pay nobody to do that. Get up, ask a question, say your name, state what your business is and what you do, and then ask the question. Okay? It's strategic. But yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and address that, because it was a big news story here. I know everybody's not from Arizona, but I just wanted to get ahead of it if some of you come up against it, you can come back and say, dang, Mari talked about that. You just have to be open. You have to be open to communication. You know, you have to be open to listen. And then you have to be strategic about how you handle things, you know. And so just signed up to do the mental health walk. There you go. And then, you know, get you a t-shirt and some stuff with your business on it. You know, I like it. Sharonica always wears a shirt and it says something about don't send your mom to a nursing home or something like that, and she has her phone number on it. Anything you can do to get the word out about your business, do it. You know, do it. And so yeah, definitely do the walks, do the marathons, do all of that. That way people are constantly seeing it, and you'll be surprised. People will come up and ask, so hey, I saw you had this on your thing. So what does this mean? Or what do you do? Or, you know, so it strikes up conversation with people. And so, and when you see somebody with something that strikes, you know, that hits you, go up and talk to them, because that's another opportunity. Now listen, I want you to listen. That's the problem with people. They don't listen to each other, but listen to what they're saying. But it also gives you the opportunity to share your business too. So yeah, so be very, very strategic. I went to a meeting. It was why am I stuttering so much tonight? It was a movie viewing, a private movie viewing of a new movie that's coming out called Lily. And it's a movie about like women empowerment. It was a woman, Lily Ledbetter, who basically got the laws changed when it comes to people getting paid, women getting paid. And so it was a woman's organization that was there. It gave me an opportunity to connect with other women and to meet other women and to tell people what I do. And so don't be afraid to get out and network. You would be surprised at how many relationships are built, how many businesses are built off of relationships that were built, you know? And so you would just have to get out and talk to people and meet people, and then tell them your why. I think that's very impactful when people tell their why. And so, okay, you pushing it with the marathon. I'm talking about the people that run marathons. All right, Miss Mahogany. Yeah, you right. But yeah, it is a good way. When you do things like that, you get out and you do community events, it's a good way to connect. You just got to make sure that you use the opportunity. And if you're that person that says, well, I'm not that person, make it up in your mind before you leave. You might say, I'm going to talk to 3 people. You might say 1. That might be big for you. I'm going to connect with 1 person when I go to this event. And you go in there and you connect with that 1. Guess what? You hit your goal 100%. Just tell yourself on the way there. I tell y'all all the time, I am not that person. I'm very, very shy, and y'all think I'm not, but I am. I have to talk up to go places. I have to work my way up. I have to kind of like go into a shell to build up to it, and then I can go do events. And that's what I've learned over the years through therapy. So that's what I do, and it works for me. But when I go to an event, before I go in the event, I tell myself I'm going to connect. In my mind, I don't just be driving and talking to myself. But in my mind, I'll say, okay, today I'm very comfortable. I'm going to connect with 4 people. or if I'm not feeling that confident, if I'm a little, feeling a little weird, I might be like, all I can muster up is enough energy to do 2 people today. And I make sure when I'm there that I connect with those 2 people, whoever they are. So whatever your routine is, come up with a routine to get you out of that, out of your comfort zone. Because these things that I'm doing today, I would have never thought. Me talking in front of y'all on camera, never would have thought that I was doing this. But because I came up with routines with the help of therapy, like I said, I am able to do these things. And God, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, if I don't do it, I can't complete my mission. I can't do what my purpose is. And so you have to think about that. If you don't build relationships, if you don't do these things, you can't complete your mission. And speaking of relationships, let me just give a shout out to my house manager, Miss Marie. Oh my gosh, this woman, I told y'all, Miss Marie took build relationships, and she took that and she like, okay, that woman she's done built so many relationships. Last week, let me see. She brought down, her sister brought down 20 pounds of onions. I think 40 pounds of chicken and turkey. Let me see, what else? Like 20 pounds of sweet potatoes and onion, sweet potatoes, chicken, turkey, and something else. I can't remember. And that was last week. Today she calls me. Hey, boss. No, she texts me. Sorry, hey, boss. They done dropped some more food off. So now her sister brought, I think it's 20, 25, maybe 30 pounds of zucchini. I got 20 pounds of eggplant downstairs. Probably 40 pounds of chicken. And you know those big old peppers that the Hispanic people be cooking on the grill? Probably 10 pounds of those. And something else. So I'm saying, relationships. So now, because she brings it to me, her sister, she like, I ain't going around to all these houses. So now I break it down and then disperse it. So I'm saying, relationships. Miss Marie don't really have to buy groceries in her house because people give her all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. Relationships, y'all. She saves me thousands of dollars a year off relationships. And so you cannot be afraid to build relationships, especially in this business. Relationships will save you a lot of time, a lot of money. Yes. But that's pretty much it, you guys. I didn't see any questions in the chat or anything like that. I hope you guys don't experience any resistance, but I hope this, video, if you have to refer back to it, I hope it does offer you guys some ideas on how to combat it if you come up against it, or how to push it down if you come up against it. But like I said, I'm feeling good. I'm about to go eat my dinner. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you are planning on booking the VIP seat, go ahead and do it, because like I said, it's the last one. And if nothing else, you guys, if no other questions, Y'all know what I always say? Type it in the comments. What do I always say at the end of my video? Type it in the comments. Let's see. I am thinking about doing the 30-day the 30-day program, the 30-day accelerator next month. Krista thought it would be a good idea, so I'm thinking about doing that next month. And so I will start, May. I was about to say, May, thinking about doing it. So if you haven't attended the 30-day accelerator, make sure you be looking out for that. It's a good program and workbook to get you in the mindset to know that group homes ain't no game. And so a lot of people have went through it and they're just like, whoa. and I always offer a nice little surprise at the end. So don't nobody know, Mahogany, you put pink hearts. You don't know what I say at the end of my video. I'm still, thank you. Nah. I'm going to read it. Be a blessing to someone else. So all of y'all do that, and y'all have a great night, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I'm going to walk off camera.